Okay, can everyone see my screen here?
Yes.
The window with Solveres in the middle. Okay, so this is I'm logged in to MeetN, and this is kind of the screen. I'm just going to kind of go through the features. There's some features that you're going to recognize that are very similar to Zoom, but more importantly, they have some extended features that are really cool that I think you're going to really like, and I'll go through those. I'm just going to start off with the with this top tab here, just the basics. And I can't turn my camera on in this one because my camera is being used by Zoom. So, but that's not important. So first of all, you got your mic where you can, unmute yourself. Camera, turn your camera on and off. You can turn your speaker on and off. Raise your hand, and then this is kind of a unique feature, the view. You can click on view, and so that's where you can see the gallery, or kind of see everyone at once. Change it to active speaker including yourself, and then you can set it to show the number of videos that you want to see in the gallery view, so 9, 16, and 24. I think that's very similar to the way Zoom works. Then let's see, I want to move over to recording. So if I want to record the meeting, again, it's just a pretty simple feature. I can click start, name the recording, how I want to record it, and start recording it. And once you hit that, it'll just start recording. This is an interesting feature, streaming. It's a streaming feature. So I click start streaming. I can enter a title, a description, the view that I want. There's all kinds of things in here you can customize. I can add destinations, and I can stream this meeting automatically to Facebook, a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a YouTube channel. And there's a custom option. So I think that's a really cool feature. I'm not aware that is exactly available in Zoom. So that's one of the cool features that we have here. Okay, now I'm going to move over here to the top right of the screen. So here's share screen, gives you the option to share individual tabs in your browser. You can share windows, specific windows that you have open on your computer, or you can share your entire screen. And I have 3 screens, so that's why I've got 3 options here. Here's our attendee list, which is very, similar to Zoom, but it gives you a little bit more control during the meeting. Mute all the guests, unmute all the guests, and you set the waiting room off and on, that type of thing. So it's pretty standard. Here's our chat window, and widgets is a really cool, important feature that I want to highlight, and I'm going to show you how that works. The cool thing about MeetN is it's very customizable, and you can add a lot of really cool things to your meetings and presentations. So widgets, they have pre-built widgets in here, and then you can actually make your own widgets. So I'm going to just show you some of these that they have pre-built. So this is web page popper. So if I'm in a meeting, giving a presentation, and I want to show everybody in the meeting a particular page on the Solveres website, I can, so if I can add as many as I want in here. So I can put in the URL for the web page I want to share, and then have options of how I want it to show up on the screen. And then when I'm ready to share that, so I can do this all ahead of time, ahead of my meeting. And then when I'm in my meeting, I can just open my widgets. And so this screen is only showing because I'm the host of this meeting. If you were in my meeting, you wouldn't see me open this. But then, so I can click that, and it'll bring a pop-up window over my presentation or whatever and show that web page. And so I can real time show you what's on the web page, describe things, talk about it. click the links, go to different pages. So I feel like that's a really cool feature.
Really cool feature. I love that one.
Yeah. And then you can hide it, you know, or you can just, you can either hide it from here or you can go over here and hide it. And we'll go back to my list. Now, here's another one. I think this one's even, so the web page popper is really cool. Media sharing is extra cool. So I can go in here and set up folders. And then, so there's one here, meet and training videos. I click on that and I've got a whole list of training videos here. So, and I, again, I set this up ahead of time. And then when I'm in my presentation, I click on one of these and boom, it starts playing on the screen. So there's no more like, I got to size my browser right, make sure it fits on the screen and everybody's seeing it correctly. So I think
and Jeff, does the volume automatically work? You don't have to click to share volume at that point?
I believe so. Yeah. You can control it down here at the bottom. You can stop the presentation. You can skip ahead, skip back, control the volume. So yeah, that's
nice.
And while I'm here, and you see all these videos that are MeetN training videos. MeetN has a very extensive library of training videos. So they have things that go, videos that go even deeper into some of these settings than what I'm going to go into today. But I love this feature. I think it's awesome for giving presentations. Let's see. Oh, I didn't close that. Okay. Next one is call to action. And so this is if I during a meeting, if I wanted to have a call to action on the screen, or if I'm going through my presentation, I'm talking about a certain, talking about becoming a pro member in Solveres. I could click this and this pops up on the screen, become a pro member today, join now, it takes you right to the page where you can become a pro member, for example. And again, you can add these, you can create as many of these as you want. You go into add and you have a lot of different settings that you can add. How do you want it to display? Do you want it on the top bar? Do you want it up here on the top bar? Do you want it to be a pop-up on the bottom, on the side, background color? Look, that's the other thing that impresses me about MeetN is all of their features. They give you a lot of granular settings that you can go in and make it show up and act just the way you want it. So for this one, you see there's even a featured image that you can add. You can change the button caption, the website, and all those type of things. I'm going through this pretty quick. If anybody has any questions at any point, just feel free to let me know. But so the next thing is a button bar. I close that. The button bar is similar to a CTA, but it gives you the ability to add multiple buttons. And I'll show you that. So I'm having this show up at the bottom. So if I'm giving my presentation, I just want to have different links available to people during the presentation. I can pop that up. And again, these are customizable. The colors, the text, the links that they go to, it's all customizable. Again, I have it on the bottom. The default is displayed across the top. Got a background color. And then I think up to 5 buttons. Yeah, up to 5 buttons you can add in that button bar. And here's this is the little swatch of color, so I can change the color of the button if I want it to be blue. So all pretty, this is all really easy to do. Now, this next feature, Steve, may be a feature that you'll want to use pretty often. So,
we call this the mark feature.
Yeah. So there's presets in here, and you can add additional timers to be whatever you want. So, when Mark starts talking, you can, pop a timer for 30 seconds and then, he can see on the screen, he has how much time he has left to talk, you know? Not,
Oh man, that's just nasty.
not that that's going to prevent him from going beyond the timer, but you know.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I thought
I
that
have
was
a-
my feature.
Well, and I have a question or a statement about the timer, because it is supposed to also be, especially for Toastmasters. And I'm a Toastmaster, because you have certain speeches that are 2 minutes, but then it also somewhere is supposed to have a timer, because you have a breakdown of, okay, if it's a 2-minute speech, you still can spill over another 30 seconds. So it's supposed to let you know when the 2-minute time is, and or 30 seconds before it's over. That's the yellow zone. Is that what we're going to now?
Yep.
There
So
you go.
here's the settings. If I want to create a new timer, I can do. Again, there's, you know, you can make it kind of however you want it. There's a count. You can count down, count up.
That's it.
We use a count up timer to see how long Mark actually talks. Sorry, Mark.
Now, where did you find that feature? I didn't catch where that came up.
If I go into timers, so these are the preset timers that are just built in to make it easy. If I click on this link to add my own, that's where I can.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's especially for Toastmasters.
Yeah. So at the status alert, like you mentioned, you know, if you know your good status and you know the warnings, the wrap up, and so forth. And then who should see the timer? So, you know, you can even set, you know, if it's a host only feature, or if you want guests to also see.
Yeah. That's a wonderful feature for Toastmasters, and it's the only one that I know that does this.
That's cool. Now I'm going to go over to the menu. So the first thing you're going to notice here is this menu is divided up into sections, and it's over here. It shows you who has access to these menus. So everyone that's in a MeetN will be able to see these top 4 menus. So this next one is host only. These 4 are admin only, and then these last 2 are owner only. So I'll just go down through these, so I can invite people to my MeetN. This is very similar to the way Zoom works. You know, you have all these different links that you can just copy and paste into your email or whatever, or you know, send the messages out. So it's a pretty self-explanatory feature. In my audio video settings, you know, this is just showing my microphone, speaker, camera. This is where you are going to change your background image. So it's not letting me do that apparently because of I'm in the Zoom also, so it's kind of conflicting with my camera settings, but this is you know, very similar to Zoom. Again, they have a bunch of built-in backgrounds that you can take advantage of. I like this feature a little bit better in MeetN because they give you a lot more options for meeting backgrounds. So like the background I'm using in the Zoom meeting, it's kind of a office sort of home office sort of background. Zoom doesn't have a lot of those built in. You know, you got to go help and find them and upload them. MeetN has, I don't know, probably 20, maybe more than that. I don't know. They're just different room settings, like libraries or office settings, that kind of thing. Then they also have a lot of abstract, just design sort of things, which you can see that I have on my back here. That's actually something different. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The background on my video though would show up as, you know, like artwork or whatever, and then you can upload your own. If you have your own background that you want to show, you can upload that and display that. Again, you can upload your photo and name here. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just your personal profile there. phone commands. This is just like informational type of thing if you're calling in from the phone.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
You said you could upload your own. So for just a while, I just randomly came to my mind here. Let's just say that I wanted to pretend, or I wanted to look like I was being interviewed, or I was on the set of InfoWars, Alex Jones InfoWars. Let's say can I take a picture or a screenshot of his background and use that, or do I have to have a video of it or to loop it, or how does that work?
No, you don't need, it's just a static image. I mean, you can take a picture of it and upload that.
Okay.
So just
and then can you trim it? I mean, can you what are you trying to say? Like, can you fix the corners?
you can't do that within MeetN. I mean, you would have to do that outside of MeetN in a,
Okay.
traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a great little Google app that's free on Android. It's I forget what it's a blue background and a little dot in the middle, or a little camera circle, and it's free, and it takes amazing pictures, and you can make the picture big or small, crop it and change the corners and that kind of thing. Kind of cool.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to edit your image in here, but you can just, edit it somewhere else and then upload it, and you make it work. Let's see. You have these are just settings for your room. Again, this is more like a webinar mode type of thing. I think these are mostly self-explanatory. Just kind of how you want to set up your meeting, what the guests can and can't do. Here's the tutorials of contact support. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So if you're an admin on your account, you have room settings. So this is kind of a cool feature as well that I wanted to highlight, so I can set the name of my room. So this is the address that you go to whenever to join a meeting. So you can customize that. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's not already in use on their system. The option to show your name on top of your video, a headline. I was messing with that earlier. So whenever I first come into the room, whenever I join a meeting, you can customize the message that shows up as I'm coming into the room. Another cool feature, when this web page on exit URL. So the way this works is at the end of the meeting. So for example, in a Zoom meeting, I click leave the meeting, and I think typically it takes me to a generic Zoom page that they want you to rate the meeting or whatever, how was your meeting experience? With MeetN, you can customize the URL that a person is taken to when they leave the meeting. So, if we're having a presentation about one of our solutions, so let's say we're talking about Next Gen REI, talking about that Solveres solution. So I could come in here when I set up the meeting, and I could put in the URL for the Next Gen REI webpage on the Solveres site. And then when the meeting's over, everybody is automatically taken to that page on the Solveres website.
I was thinking about maybe getting a screenshot of Elvis, the backside of him, and then when my meeting's over, it's just going to say, that picture is going to say, the king has left the building.
Yeah, you could do that.
But
This feature, I can add custom toolbar button. So caption, target URL. Okay, so, and this is another, I think it's a kind of I mean, there may be other tools that do this, but MeetN allows you to set the room background image. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So you see this image here, this green image is what I have behind, behind my image or behind my background, it's going to show, we could customize that to where it, it could say Solveres or whatever, that can be any image, just like your background, your, personal video background. This is just a background image for the room, and MeetN allows you to customize that as well. Let's see. The link substitution, this is a feature that allows you to, whenever you add, you have links in, when I add buttons or links in using some of those features that I showed you in, the widgets, for example, I can come in here and say, so when Solveres appears in a link, replace it with Jeff Stafford. So this is a, built to work with, our your back office type of, your personal replicated website. So
yeah, so this could be what he's saying is if we want to share a page in the chat of one of our new landing pages, we can actually set that to substitute with your names.
yeah,
Is that right? Okay, good. That's great.
and then you can set a passcode. Again, that's just another little option there. So that's room settings. I've got events and recordings. This just shows you if you record a meeting, this is where you manage that. You can go in here, download it, delete it, and so forth. You can set room permissions. So if you create a new room, you can say, okay, I want Steve to be an admin of this room, or I want Steve to be a host, and you can put in as many of those as you want. So we've got a room here, and we've got several people that are admins, and Bo is the host. So that's how that works. Share widget content. Again, so this is just a feature talking about the widgets that we went through. If you want to have so combine widget related content into a bundle, so you can share the bundle link with other MeetN users. So basically, it gives the example here. So I showed you the widget of all the videos that I had in folders. So I could send that, I could add that as a bundle, all of those videos that I added, and I could send it to, so we could use this to send, create a list of videos for a Solveres solution, for example, and then we could share that out to everybody so that when they have their own meetings, they can take advantage of all those videos or that bundle of videos that we put together. And that way they don't have to go in and create, upload all those videos in their own meeting. Does that make sense? Did I explain that well enough?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great feature.
Let's see. And, so these are owner things: view invoices, add, remove, manage rooms. That's, pretty self-explanatory, I think. And then I wanted to come back to tutorials and contacting support. So like I mentioned earlier, MeetN has a really extensive library of training videos. They have great support. You can, they've got here, you can contact them via email and phone. They have their hours here. And then they've got the video tutorials. So they've got a full video here. It's a little over an hour long. And then they've got these different short videos that go into each specific feature that they have, and really go dig down deep into those and show you how all of that works. They've got some problem solving videos, pretty extensive frequently asked questions. So that's definitely something that you can take advantage of. And of course, that's right there on their site, meetn.com/support. So that's, that's kind of the presentation. I mean, it gives you